Okay, two things I want to point out. One is, I think your swing could use a little more wrist flexing. It seems very stiff. So let me compare you to another famous lefty, the great Phil Mickelson. You can see, like as he's going up, see how much more your club is pointed at the camera, kind of, and his is just more behind him. Like he's flexing his wrist much more. Like at this point, his club is somewhere behind him, behind his head, and yours is way out like towards the camera, if that makes sense. I'm talking about the club head itself, which his is like somewhere here, and yours is. It's easier to see from the front, but he's just engaging his wrists much more. You could tell at the top, like you do a little bit of wrist movement there, which is better than nothing, because see how much more he's got. Now you can have too much wrist as well, but I think in general, like even at this point, you can see how straight his arms are at that point, how much straighter his left arm is than yours. This arm, I mean. Because I think he's using his wrist to kind of get the club up a little more, and you're kind of lifting it by bending that arm. You can also see your club face is more this way, his is more vertical. Not that you need this. Yours isn't necessarily bad, but to me it shows that you're not like turning your wrists at all or engaging them in any way. You don't have a lot of wrist in your swing in general. So I think taking very, very like floppy, wristy kind of practice swings, if that makes sense, to kind of engage the wrist a little bit more. Again, you could have too much wrist, but I think you need a little bit more. The other thing is you have a pretty over-the-top swing. I'd say it's probably your biggest problem. This is your backswing. This is the shaft on your backswing, which is pretty good. On the way down, you can see it comes way more vertical. So the general shape of your swing is like this, right? What you want to do is go up and back, or even a little down, like that. And so that's just called being over the top. I would bet that your main miss is a slice. So what I would do is at this point in the swing, you can just see how everything, like your whole body, your arms, everything, the momentum is like this way. It just wants to like fall forward. I would think about doing the opposite consciously, like try bringing the club around this way. Think about dropping the arms down this way, even the elbow, whatever helps you create that feeling. You just want to, again, not like this way at the ball, which would be like what's actually going to happen. You want to feel like you're going this way because your feeling is so strongly this way. It's so strongly that way that even doing a big, like if you were trying to hit a massive hook, even if you tried to do that, what would probably happen is you would just come down and straight back. So definitely like video yourself and see what's real versus what you feel. But that would be the biggest issue, is the over the top swing, which I don't think is that hard to fix. I think you just have to make a conscious effort right as you get to the top, dropping the hands, the clubs, imagine, there's a wall back here and your club needs to rub against that wall before it goes down. That kind of thought will get you to have more of this shape. So that, and I think just a little bit of more wrist, I think would help. But you'd feel more speed and a little more distance by engaging your wrist. A lot of power actually comes from the wrist. People think it's kind of like this weak thing, but it's like the final point in the swing that releases all the power. So it's good to have a decent amount of wrist action.